Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Money and Mindset podcast. I am your host, Sheryka Alford, here with.
Trying to be good, Miss Anntricia Bray Smith.
All right, trying to be good in all her fabulousness, Miss Anntricia Bray Smith. Today, we're going to talk about free and cheap summer fun ideas. Let's see. And Trisha, summertime's here just about, and school's letting out. And you got all these kids at the house looking for stuff to do. And the parents at the house, like, hey, we're not spending all that money to go to the amusement parks every other weekend. So,
Hey, we ain't got the money. So it ain't that we ain't spending it, we just don't have it.
all right.
Yes,
Well, but
yes.
thinking back when we were coming up, we took visits to amusement parks every now and then, but for the most part,
Ooh,
oh, let's not forget.
ooh.
Okay, audience, I'm about to tell it off. And once I start talking, she'll remember. We went to an amusement park here in Oklahoma City. I'm not advertising, but it starts with the letter F. And and Trisha Bray Smith got on this roller coaster. Do you remember? Yes. And the roller coaster did not quite agree with her. Let me just say. Do you remember
Mm-mm.
that summer in Trisha?
I'm nauseous just thinking about it.
Yeah, but
Let's just say that's not my cup of tea. No, it's not.
yeah. I mean, amusement parks are nice, but let's just face it. If you have a family, going to those several times, even the season passes, those get a bit
Oh
costly,
yeah, yeah.
So, but there are other ways that you can have some summer fun.
Oh yeah, and I got all of it.
All of
Yeah,
it.
I'm the queen of free and affordable. Okay.
Okay. So why don't you just kick us off? Well, I'll kick us off because I'm gonna say my absolute favorite place to visit, whether it be summer, spring, winter, fall, is the library.
Mm, absolutely, absolutely. In our library, here in Choctaw County, they have a great summer program for kids. And it's free.
Mhm.
So that's something that we don't really think about much. So I appreciate you bringing that up. So do y'all's libraries in the metro, do they have free summer
Oh,
programs, reading
oh
programs?
yeah, and not only that, I know it's Hoopla, Hoopla, for me and my metro library, but the library metro library systems, depending where you are, Google it, find out, but they have different online services available to
Mhm.
where you can check out ebooks, audio books, music or shows, as long as you have a library card. So you don't
Mhm.
you don't
Mhm.
have to actually go into the library should you choose to not do so, but you have access to those materials, for you and your family at home. So
Mhm.
check that out. Just kind of Google whatever state you're in, Metropolitan Library, and go to one of those websites, and you can find out, um, how you can get access to those free materials via online instead of having to go to the actual library. But yeah,
Mhm.
they have music
Oh
available,
yeah.
movies, shows. So yeah, and your tax dollars, you're paying for it.
Absolutely. And what some people, if you're not a fan of the library, what you don't know is that during the summer months when they have these summer programs to where our kids are coming in, they have incentives. So they get like free slushes and Sonic drinks and different things like that. So the community really rallies around those programs to get the kids in there to participate, and it also keeps them fundamentally sound throughout the summer months doing that reading. So being that you mentioned that, my nonprofit, that's one of the things we offer during the summer months is a reading program. And in our reading program, you know, I write for grants and different things like that throughout the year. And so those fundings fund the summer reading programs. And so we also offer incentives for families who participate in those summer reading programs. Not only that, with my nonprofit, we also take them on trips to some of those amazing maybe amusement parks or museums or something that Sheryka was speaking of, telling off on me. So yeah, we take them to trips, and we also provide school supplies. So that is something else that the families don't have to worry about when they participate in our summer reading program. So those things are supplied. Not only that, depending on how much funding we have coming in and what the grants have been written for, what that money allows, you know, there's other incentives as well, and sometimes even monetary incentives that the kids can get in exchange for just taking some time during their summer months to read. And it's free or low cost to families. And so that's another thing. Look at the nonprofits in your area. See who's offering what. Make it a conversation with your girlfriends while you're out in having brunch or hanging out at the club or whatever. Just make it, slide that conversation on in there and and see what's available. You know, you'd be surprised at some of the things that would even take some of the financial strain off of you, and also give you a little time to not have to worry about your kids during those summer months. Also, the public schools in our area provide a breakfast and a lunch program in the summer months. And so that is something else that is free. It costs absolutely nothing. It costs absolutely nothing. And if you have a girlfriend with kids and maybe you're at work and they're at home, they can do the transport. You know, they can transport, or you can make arrangements with the local transit system. I know we have a good little local transit system here that can transport the kids back and forth to those luncheons and to the libraries and things like that. So you have to use those free and low cost community resources to empower yourself during the summer months to take some of that financial strain off of you. And not only that, the mental strain of just having to worry about your kids having enough activities or engagement socially, because we've been socially impacted, you know, just having enough of that engagement throughout the summer months.
Right, right. That is so true. And also, I mean, in addition to the library, you can look into your local parks, or if you have a lake in the area. I know my husband, he likes to fish. Of course, I'm
I'm
not
doing no
into fishing.
fishing. Look, I ain't been doing no fishing. I ain't finna touch no worm. I ain't finna touch no fish. I ain't finna throw no line. Nope.
Well, you know, we can get a book from the library and
Mm.
read while, you know, if you
Well,
have
as
kids
long
or
as my
spouse
feet ain't
or
on the
whomever.
ground, long, nope. I don't know what's coming out of them rocks, out of that mud, out of this. Nope. Give me a chair,
Okay.
something to
Well,
put my feet up.
all right. Well, and if you're not into
Oh,
fishing,
oh no! In birds, birds probably flying around. Oh no! I'm good. I'll stay at home. I go to the library. He can go.
no. But no, and Tricia, for real. But no, even if you go to the lake or to the park, you guys, you can pick up kites, or the kids can make kites at home with construction paper and popsicle sticks, or you can go to like you know, a Dollar Tree or one of those
Yeah,
type stores and purchase a kite. And if it's windy enough, you can go fly a kite, you know.
I'm gonna fly myself under some shelter.
Now,
That's some good information though, but I'm flying myself under the shelter. I don't want no birds flying over my head. I don't want no fish touching my hands. I don't
Oh,
want my feet to touch no ground. I'm good. I'm good.
okay,
I'm good.
okay. Well, very good. If that's not your cup of tea, another thing to consider during the summertime is look for volunteering opportunities. I know like
Mm.
the local food banks here in this area, they have volunteer opportunities. You
So
can
what
check the
age would you suggest for
I
volunteer?
want to say, thinking back, and I could be wrong, but I want to say the last time I checked, I think it was like at least 8 years old and up at the last volunteering event that I checked on,
Mm,
and that's with, adult supervision, of course.
okay.
But like if you have like a local food bank or pantry or somewhere, just check your area and see if they're seeking volunteers. And that's something that's fun to do as a family. It's, multiple purposes. For one, it gets you out of the house, gets you from the electronics. Second of all, it helps the kids. Sometimes it helps them to have a greater sense of gratitude
Mm,
um, for the things that they have at home, once they see
yeah.
that, not everyone lives the way that they may live or have the same opportunity. So that's good. And it's always good to help others. So
Mhm.
if
Well,
you
another thing while you were talking about volunteering, make sure that if that's one of the activities that you decide to do is make sure you're logging in those volunteer hours, because a student who plans to go to college or maybe later on down the line, those volunteer and service hours are going to come in handy for education wise, and sometimes even for your jobs or even grants and different things like that that they can qualify for, and they use those hours as experience, and so you can get rewarded on the flip side for that. So don't forget to log in those hours just in a notebook. If you don't have a log or a PDF or something, put it in a notebook and keep track of those hours. Yeah.
That's good. I didn't think about that because I know I have a teenager here that's been filling out for scholarships.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
So yes, that's good advice. And Trisha, tell me, when was the last time you played kickball? Just curious.
Girl, when the last time I got up off this chair, I moved from the couch to the chair, so I'm making progress. But
But no, that's another thing. Just with the family, just get out, go play, the kickball, tag, just get out and move. Now you may be
yeah,
sore the next day, but we're not gonna worry about that. Focus on the fun aspect of it all. And not to
yeah,
mention, you could go to like your local Goodwill or something, find a couple of you were good about this, and Trisha, find a couple of like
absolutely.
tennis rackets or something and go play tennis at a tennis court. So those are some things that you can do during the summertime to encourage family fun on the low low.
Yeah. Well, girl, I picked up tennis rackets. I picked up those hockey sticks, balls, just all kind of stuff. So baseball bats. So pretty much everything, because summertimes, let's face it, I had house full of youngins. Youngins, as the
Yes,
old
yes,
folks say.
yes. Oh, I would call you the old lady in the shoe that had so many children she didn't know what to do.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and not to mention the volleyball net.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can get your volleyball net and just have at it. And
The
if
golf clubs are affordable into thrift shop, Goodwill, or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I bought all that stuff because back, especially when I was raising my children, free and affordable was the only way that we could afford everybody during the summertime. So we're speaking from experience here, and it's enjoyable. And let's face it, have I taken my kids to Disney World or Disneyland and some of these other big high ticket places? Yes, I have. What do they talk about? Going to the park and play. And I spent last weekend with my baby girl. And one of the things she wanted to do with our time together, now she's an adult, one of the things she wanted to do, and that we did do, she wanted to go back to the old park where we used to play
Aw.
and walk the track. And that was just
Aw.
memories, and it was something that meant a lot to her. So I got out and walked the track with her, and it didn't cost us anything. Hey, we got some fresh air. Well, I was breathing through this mask, but we got out, got some fresh air and some exercise, and we had some laughs and conversations and stuff, and it did us both good. Didn't cost us anything. Just all I had to do, the hardest part was just getting out this chair and getting out there and just enjoying that moment. And so yeah, we have to start thinking outside the box. Everything doesn't have to break the bank.
Right, right. And it can still create an enjoyable, memorable moment. Now, if outdoors is not for you, I mean, because I know there are some of us that, you know, allergies or whatever other reason, outdoors is not our space. Another thing to consider is maybe plan for a staycation. You know, you can check Groupon or something to find maybe a local hotel that has a swimming pool and offers room service or a continental breakfast or whatever, that's affordable. I noticed, like, usually if you make a reservation during the week, it's usually less expensive than on weekends. So maybe look into that. And if you have time off work and the kids are already out of school, then you can plan for a staycation and go somewhere and have access to the swimming pool or hot tubs or, you know, whatever services they may have available. So that's something to think about as well. If outside, because outside is not for everybody, and I understand that. You say, and Trisha, you say you're not the outdoorsman. Now, another thing that may surprisingly, now the last time I did this, it appeared to be as fun for the adults as it was for the kids. You can have a scavenger hunt. You know how you have Easter egg hunts, you hide the eggs and kids go out and look for the Easter eggs. Well, with a scavenger hunt, you just have a list of certain items for the participants to go find.
I'm gonna read the list.
You they're just, or
Who's
you could
gonna
put
read the
pictures.
list?
You could put
Okay.
pictures of
Okay.
the items, however way, you know, whatever way you decide to set it up. So you could do it a couple of different ways. You could either have them take their cell phones and take a picture of the item once they find it, or you can give them a basket or some container or something, a bag, and they can put those items in there. It just depends upon how you set it up. Now, a scavenger hunt, you could either do that at home or it's something you can do out at a park or wherever you choose to do it. So that's something
I
to think
like that you keep bringing up the park, because you know that is one of the things that I believe we take most for granted. The parks are, it don't doesn't cost us anything, and most of the parks around here in our area now are including a water element to it. Those splash pads or splash parks is what they're calling them. And my kids from my nonprofit, you know, we've taken several trips in the summer. You know, I included it as part of their curricular activities, and once or twice or during the summertime, we're packing a picnic lunch, and we're going to one of the parks that have that splash element, that water element in it, and they absolutely enjoy it. You would think that I've done went out and taken them to something lavish, but they're just in the park having a great time. And usually there's not very many families there. You may see one or two families that are there doing what we're doing, but it's so affordable. And we add into that day a movie. So many times during the summer months, these theaters have reduced cost or discounted movie sessions. And for some of them, it may even be free. I think we're going to a free movie, I believe, when we go. I don't even think we pay for it. It's free because the small businesses in that community are paying for those movies for the kids to come in. We may have to pay for a bag of popcorn or something like that if we want to treat the kids to popcorn. But usually with the picnic lunch that we're going to have, we don't even have to pay for popcorn. We don't even have to worry about that. We're there to enjoy the movie, and from the movie, transition on over to the park for that day. So many affordable things that can be done that's enjoyable, that not only the kids enjoy, but guys, like I know when we see smiles on those little ones' face, and I say little ones, but the big ones too, the big overgrown
True.
teenagers, because my girls are grown and they work for the nonprofit during the summer months, and other older seniors, senior women, age 60 plus, they work for the nonprofit, and they're enjoying everything just like the kids are. So just to see those kids happy and enjoying and having a good time and intermingling with one another, hey, we adults get an opportunity to get out there and relax and enjoy it as well. So yeah, don't take it for granted. It's time to start rethinking what we consider summer fun. And there was another resource that I wanted to bring out, especially if you're listening and you're in the Oklahoma area. I know Oklahoma has this program, but some of the other states may have it as well. But there is a program that offers summer vouchers, sort of like a food voucher for the summer that's free to every family. All you have to do is go online and apply for that, and they give you so much dollar amount for that voucher a month, each month, for fruits and vegetables for the children. So it also encourages healthy nutrition. So look for some of those programs. Check with your WIC offices in your communities, the women, infant, and children. Check with your tribal communities, for those of you who maybe have the Choctaw nations or the nations or the tribal communities. Check around your state, your town, your community to see what's available for you. And that also helps to spread that food, because everybody don't want to go to a food bank, but you can take that card or that voucher and go to the store. And I know that WIC is for ages 5 and under for the children, but this food voucher that I'm talking about, that they're offering in the summer months, it's for anybody in your family, as long as you have school age children. So from the time that they start school to their senior years. So that's something to think about as well.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Because if you guys' house is anything like mine, having those kids in the house all summer long, food tends to disappear. If you're just now joining us here on the Money and Mindset podcast, we are discussing free and cheap summer fun ideas.
Affordable.
And I'm sorry, affordable. And Tricia says affordable. I say cheap, but
It's all good.
whatever. It's fine. But realistically, guys, as long as you're spending good quality time with the kids, that's all that matters. You're creating those good memories. I know how sometimes, yes, we do have those times where we want to take the big family vacation and travel, get on the planes, go to the sites, do all the things. But sometimes, to do that all the time throughout the entire summer is just not practical for most of us. And honestly, I know for me, just thinking back, it's more of the more simple activities that I remember and think back fondly on whenever I think back and reminisce. So, one other thing, check Eventbrite. If you go to eventbrite.com, you can check to see what maybe festivals or activities may be going on in your local area. And they even have like a category that says free. If you click on free, they'll let you know what's free. I know here in my local area where I am, during the summer times, they have what's called Herd on Herd, where they have multiple food trucks and vendors out in downtown, and also live music. So you can just go and walk around, and if you choose to purchase food from the food trucks and vendors, you can, or you can just walk around and listen to the live music, just enjoy yourself. So there's a lot of different ways to have a good time without having to break the bank.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. It sounds real relaxing and stuff too. A couple other things I wanted to mention for the summer months. Your local skating rinks. Sometimes, they have programs to where certain days of the week at certain times, they're having reduced price um, openings for children during the summer months. And also your local zoos and museums. That can be some real affordable stuff. Sometimes the kids can go in free with a admission for the adults. That's also something if you want to treat your family and eating out. Look for those um, places like I don't want to promote anybody per se, but for my kids, when we were coming up, it was when I was raising them, it was the Western Sizzlers on Tuesday nights, Tuesday evenings, certain time. I could eat and pay my fee, and my kids eat for free. Denny's, I think, used to have a program like that. IHOP, and so there's going to be several specials and things like that. Uh, that these places are going to offer these specials for that special time when you're wanting to actually take your kids out for a treat. So your local YMCA, do they offer free or reduced cost stuff?
Not that I'm aware of, but s- circling back around to like eating. Now, one thing that we've done here at our household is we make pizzas, you know. Um, you can go to the Dollar Tree. They have the little pizza crust that you can purchase, and then go buy your pepperonis and whatever other toppings. And each of us would make our own individual pizzas, and everyone enjoys it because, for one, it teaches that cooking skill, so to speak, and since each of us are making our own pizza with our own toppings that we pick, we all get what we want, so we like that. So just go in the kitchen and have like a family cook night to where you do either that or do like a baked potato bar, have different options available for baked potatoes, and everyone fix up their own baked potato the way that they want to. So that's something to think about.
Well, let's not also forget, when we want to hang out, that entertainment, that adult entertainment and stuff, and when we want to have that backyard barbecue, you don't have to do it all yourself. When you're inviting people over, have a list of items that you're going to delegate somebody else to bring, share the cost, and say you're going to do it once a month or however often you're going to do it. Rotate households. You don't always have to have it at your house.
Ma'am,
Rotate it.
ma'am,
What's
ma'am.
that?
Who gonna make the potato salad?
I don't know who gonna make it, but I can tell you who ain't gonna eat it. I don't care who make it.
I'm just saying, everybody don't make potato salad, right?
So you delegate the one who know what they doing. Where you ain't got to worry about salmonella and all that.
Okay.
No, we
Okay.
ain't going there. Woo. Yeah, so delegate somebody. That's a good idea to delegate, share the cost, and rotate it around, and it just makes things so much enjoyable, so much more affordable, and it also gives you an outlet to just reset. You're resetting emotionally and mentally and socially and physically and also financially. We cannot leave that out. Just getting a different scenery, enjoying somebody else's cooking. You may bring the sodas or the drinks, so to speak. And it doesn't always have to be sodas. If you're responsible to bring the drinks and you don't have the funds to go out and buy 100 sodas for everybody to enjoy, buy a few sodas and bottles of water and make some sweet tea, make some lemonade, put it in a water jug, and the kids would enjoy that just like we would. Some Kool-Aid. Everybody loves Kool-Aid, right? So it's always a way to, it's all in how you look at it, to really stop putting so much pressure on yourselves, financially and physically and really emotionally, trying to figure this out. Ask for help, share ideas, utilize your support group, your circle. There's someone out there, even when you feel like that you're all alone and maybe you're in a place where you don't have family right there with you. Begin to get to know your neighbors, your co-workers, uh, your church family, your community. Visit some of these community activities. Me and my children, vacation Bible schools and things like that they offer during the summer months that are free for your families. Utilize those. They are really underused in our communities, and we really need to get back to that community of support and lean on one another, especially in such times as we're living in now.
Yes, that's so true. So true. Well, guys, we're going to wrap up this episode of the Money and Mindset podcast. We have provided you with several options that you can choose from for the summertime fun. And if you have any more suggestions or questions or comments, do send us an email at moneyandmindsetpodcast at gmail.com, and just connect with us and let us know. And let us know if you've tried any of these things and tell us how it turned out.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're going to go ahead and close this. I am your host, Sheryka Alford, and she is.
Anntricia Bray Smith.
Until next time, take care.